Okay, beef taco. Hello, goodbye. If you're curious as to what I'm gonna do with 6 bags of jelly beans after filming this video, the answer is I was about to make a comment about being like super excited for today's video, and then I remembered that one of the things I'm taste testing is probably not going to be as exciting, but either way, hi, hello, and welcome to today's video. My name is Courtney. If this is the first video that you are joining us for, thank you for joining us and welcome. If not, welcome back. And also welcome back to, well, silly apparently, and part 2 of my Easter egg extravaganza. So if you weren't here for part 1 was all things chocolate related. So there were new M&Ms, Hershey's Kisses, a Reese's cup, all kinds of new fun stuff for Easter. And for today's video, we're doing all things jelly beans. And then part 3 will be all things Peeps. And I wish I was exaggerating when I said that I have 11 different things to taste test in the Peeps video. 11. I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. But for today's video, I have 6 different kinds of jelly beans to taste test, and they are all new as far as I know, so let's jump into it. Okay, so first up we have Froot Loops jelly beans, and I know 100% for a fact that these are new for this year. And I think the thing that I'm most curious about is whether or not each of the colors are different flavors, or if they're all going to be just that generic Froot Loop flavor. So let's find out. Okay, first off, they smell fantastically like Froot Loops. All right, and I grabbed a little cup so that we can get like a good close-up of each of the different bags. Hello. Okay, so they all definitely have the same flavor, but it is a spot-on Froot Loops flavor. If you like Froot Loops and the texture of jelly beans, you will probably love these. So while they are good, I do think they slightly missed the mark on not making them all different flavors, because I think it could have been really fun if the base flavor of all of them was Froot Loops with just like a hint of a different fruity flavor in each one, but that's not what Froot Loops are. So they did what they intended to do. If you're curious as to what I'm gonna do with 6 bags of jelly beans after filming this video, the answer is I have no idea. Absolutely none. Alright, so next up from Brock's, we have Fun Fetty jelly beans. So if you were around at holiday time, I did a candy cane taste test. Was it a whole candy cane video? I think so. Yeah, it was. And I taste tested Fun Fetty candy canes and well, if you want to find out how I felt about it, you can check out that video. So I'm very curious and interested to see how these are. Okay, first thing that I have to admit is these are probably the cutest jelly beans I have ever seen. Oh, and yes, if you're wondering, this is an Absolute vodka glass. I'm still a tequila gal. This is the easiest glass to use. Okay, listen, I went into both of the candy cane and the jelly bean Fun Fetty versions with the mindset of I can't have this set at too high of hopes, simply because candy canes and jelly beans are not things that you would think of to have as like a cakey battery type flavor, like and by battery I mean like batter, like cake batter-y type flavor. You just don't expect candy canes or jelly beans to have those type of flavors. They're more typically like fruity, bright flavors as opposed to more decadent flavors. And I am happily surprised to say that these are delicious. If you would like, again, if you like jelly beans and you would like some sort of like cakey vanilla flavored version, these are delicious. If you're a huge fan of funfetti and cake flavored things, you'd probably really like these. And like I said, they are easily the prettiest, cutest, and most fun jelly beans I think I've ever tried. I love the confetti on them. It's super cute. That was my cat checking out some birds. But yeah, I'm very happily surprised by these. Hell yeah, go funfetti. Okay, so it is time for the one that I'm probably the least excited for. Like, I'm moderately excited for some of them, but only some of them. I'm excited for half of the flavors, really scared for the other half of the flavors. Okay, so this is also by Brock's, the company that did the funfetti ones, but these are late night taco truck jelly beans, and the flavors are margarita, churro, salsa, guacamole, beef taco, and horchata. So 3 of these, the margarita, the churro, and the horchata, sound like they could potentially be great. I am terrified for the salsa, the guac, and the beef taco, but I am here to take one for the team and try them all and, you know, let you know if they actually taste like what they say they're going to taste like, because I can't imagine they're going to be good. I think the question is just going to be whether or not they actually taste like what they're supposed to taste like. And my other question is, like, are these meant to taste good? Like, was their mindset like, we want to create jelly beans that taste good? Or is their mindset these are supposed to be like the Harry Potter bamboozled jelly beans, where you are potentially going to get something that's gross or something that's delicious? Like, I don't know their motive. The smell is very interesting. It's overwhelmingly a good smell, but you can still kind of tell that it's not all good smelling. Right, so here we are. Okay, I'm gonna... do I start with the bad ones or do I start with the good ones? I'm gonna start... You know what? I'm a very save the best for last kind of person, so we're gonna start with the flavors that are supposed to be yucky and then move on to the better ones. At least yucky in my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna start with the salsa. It tastes like I put salsa on a jelly bean. Okay, this should be guac. It starts off kind of limey, like the first flavor I get is lime, but then it ends tasting like cucumber. That's weird. That's very weird. Okay, beef taco. No. No. Oh god. A jelly bean is just not meant to have taco flavoring. I think what I hate the most is, while they were weird flavors, they weren't awful. Like, I'm not sitting here with a really gross taste in my mouth. To be fair, the beef taco were the worst of the 3. But I think their goal was to actually kind of try to make something that you could stomach. It's just, they're not meant to be combined. So let's move on to the ones that should taste better. All right. Margarita. that tastes like a margarita in a jelly bean. That is freaking delicious. You don't get like a weird tequila taste though. Like it's not like you get like that spice of tequila. You just get the taste of like the lime and the sweet and sour mix. Fantastic. All right, churro. I didn't think I was gonna like that one. That is surprisingly unique. I really like that one. All right, and last but not least, horchata. That is delicious. The horchata one is by far the best one in this mix. If you have never had horchata before, highly recommend trying it. And one of the best things I think I have ever had was a horchata latte. That was amazing. So yeah, I think it's super interesting that they decided to do this because everything in it tastes like they say it's going to taste. They did a really good job with the flavors. It's just that you really don't want salsa guac or beef taco. So I don't really know how I would go about this because I don't want to put this just out in a bowl on the table because I don't want people to eat the bad flavors and be like, ew, what kind of candy are you putting out for us? But the flavors that are good are really good. So I just find it interesting because it's the kind of thing that you have to eat with the mindset of knowing it's almost like a bamboozled game. But they did such a good job with the flavors, I almost feel bad. So I almost wish they would have done like almost like an April Fool's version of the taco truck, but then also had like a delicious version of the taco truck. And they're like, here, like these flavors are actually really good because the margarita, the churro, and the horchata are delicious. They're great jelly beans, and I'm sure they could come up with 3 more that like fit the situation. But for what they're going for, it obviously doesn't work. So, I don't know. I think this is a really interesting mix because of not really knowing what their goal was, I guess. Okay, I cannot contain my excitement for this one. When I saw these, I got so excited. I did not know that these were going to be a thing. I had never seen these before, and these are the only one I'm not 100% sure if they're new this year because I didn't see any of the people I follow on Instagram who post about new snacks and candy. I didn't see anybody post about these, so that doesn't necessarily mean they're not new, but it also potentially means they are not new, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm so pumped. These are Welch's jelly beans, and the flavors are Concord grape, strawberry, white grape peach, raspberry, and orange. All right, I'm gonna eat one of each flavor and I'll be right back. What? Wow. Those are so flavorful. Of everything I have tried so far, those are hands down the most flavorful jelly beans. The purple ones, the Concord grape, were so flavorful they were almost sour, and same with they're the yellow ones, so I'm assuming that's the white Concord peach ones. Either way, all 5 flavors were delicious and super powerful, really good flavors. And some of them so flavorful that they're almost sour. Sorry, I'm still salivating. And they most definitely taste like juice too. So if you or someone you know really likes juice and Welch's juice and different kinds of juices, this is the mix for you or them. I would have to say so far of the 4 that I've done, this is the one I'm most excited to like put out and leave out for other people to just grab when they're at my house. Okay, next up is one that I'm very intrigued to try. These are Dunkin' iced coffee flavored jelly beans. And the flavors are toasted coconut, butter pecan, French vanilla, caramel latte, and hazelnut. These smell like a coffee scented candle that you would get from Bath and Body Works. Alright, let's try them. The butter pecan kind of tastes like buttered popcorn, and not in a bad way. Hello. Goodbye. Okay, so first off, the flavor of all of these are supposed to be like the coffee version, so it's not just a toasted coconut jelly bean, it's supposed to be like toasted coconut coffee in a jelly bean. All five, is it five? All five of these flavors are delicious. All five of them are on point and actually taste like the things they're supposed to taste like. I am so thoroughly impressed. I don't know why. I really thought that these were going to fall flat. I didn't think the flavors were going to be very good, and I apologize deeply for underestimating these ones because these are absolutely delicious. Now, what I do find a little weird is that the aftertaste I have in my mouth very much reminds me of cotton candy. Like, it's that sugary cotton candy taste that's left in my mouth, but I'm not complaining because it's a delicious flavor to have left in my mouth. And all five of these are delicious. I think my least favorite was probably the hazelnut, but it still tasted like hazelnut. I think my favorite was probably either the toasted coconut or butter pecan because these are fantastic. I don't know why I underestimated them, and again, I apologize. Okay, and last up, but obviously not least up, we have Skittles jelly beans. And I'm gonna be honest, when I first saw these in the store, when I was at Target and I saw them, I was like, oh, Skittles jelly beans have been out for years. I'm not gonna buy this for a taste testing. And then I went home and I did a little research, and it turns out they are brand new this year. I'm not sure why it took Skittles so long to come out with jelly beans, but here they finally are. It was actually the was it the Starburst, the Jolly Rancher? I'm not sure what I was thinking of, but these are new this year. Okay, when it comes to Skittles, lime or green apple? Yeah, so these taste just like Skittles, like exactly like Skittles. It actually made me realize how long it's been since I have had just the original pack of Skittles. I think I'm one to gravitate more towards the blue tropical pack or the purple berry pack, because tasting that I was like, oh man, it's been a hot minute since I've had regular Skittles. But these taste exactly like Skittles, they just don't have as thick of an outer shell coating. So if you would prefer Skittles to be in a jelly bean texture, you may want to stock up on these. These are absolutely delicious, and we're probably a solid save for the best for last because Skittles are definitely one of my personal favorite candies. So these are making me very happy. But with that being said, I have to say I am thoroughly impressed by everything I tried today in this video, because even though the Brocs were the weird flavors, I expected them to be gross. I expected to want to spit them out. I expected to not want to swallow them. I expected to not even feel comfortable eating a second one, but that wasn't the case. I was thoroughly impressed by everything I taste tested today. So that leaves me with the question of, have you tried any of these? Are you going to try any of these? When it comes to other jelly bean flavors, what are your favorites? What do you enjoy? I personally love the Sweet Tarts jelly beans. Those have been one of my consistent favorites for years, but I'm very curious as to what your favorites are. But yeah, with all of that being said, I thank you so much for watching. If you would give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, it would really help support me and mean a lot to me, and I would really appreciate you for it. But either way, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next part 3 taste testing video. Bye.